2021 United Nations Climate Change Conference, also known as COP26, is the 26th United Nations Climate Change Conference. It is being held at the SEC Centre in Glasgow, Scotland, between October 31st and November 12th, 2021. The SEC Center includes the OVO Hydro, which is named after OVO Energy. This connects to Travis Scott's Astroworld Festival, which was held at NRG or Energy Stadium and represents the same thing, the inner G or fallen demonic spirit that is behind these events. OVO also connects to Drake, which means dragon, and points to the owl or Melech, the horned bull god, to whom children were sacrificed. The name Hydro also connects to Hydra, a many-headed serpent from the sea that can be found at the entrance to the underworld. In fact, some sources have claimed that a parasite called Hydra vulgaris can actually be found in the venom of the serpent. Remember, in Marvel Avengers Endgame, Captain America says, "Hail Hydra."
Hail Hydra. Hail Hydra.
A reference to an organization of immortal reptoids who came to Earth with aims of world domination and forming a neo-fascist new world order. Although you may not realize it, this conference offers those who are working behind the scenes a chance to bring about the one world government of Antichrist to fruition. Allow me to explain. During the conference, Obama gave a warning to those gathered for this event by claiming he has dreams of a dystopia.
There are times where the future seems somewhat bleak. There are times where I am doubtful that humanity can get its act together before it's too late. And images of dystopia started creeping into my dreams.
A dystopia is an imagined state or society in which there is great suffering or injustice, typically one that is totalitarian or post-apocalyptic.
And images of dystopia started creeping into my dreams.
Notice, he didn't say a nightmare, which is a frightening or unpleasant dream. He called it a dream, which is a fantasy, an aspiration, or hope for something that is greatly desired. Therefore, Obama just told the world that his fantasy is to see a world filled with great suffering and injustice. Keep the word dystopia in mind, as we'll come back to it later. Obama is attending the COP26 6 years after he signed the U.S. up to the Paris Agreement. This gives us the number 666, since the number 26 can be expressed as 2 sixes or 66, and it has been 6 years since he signed the agreement, giving us 666, the number of the beast. The dates of this summit, October 31st to November 12th, hides a secret or two also. From and including Sunday, October 31st, to and including Friday, November 12th, gives us 13 days. We know that the number 13 represents the spirit of rebellion. Notice the picture of the world behind Obama as he speaks, representing the spirit of rebellion and the fallen angels taking over the world. We know that October 31st is Halloween, or Samhain, the day in which pagans believe the spirits of the dead and otherworldly spirits could cross over from the spiritual world into the physical. We saw an example of this in Travis Scott's Astroworld festival. More on that in a minute. The climate crisis is being used as a strategy by the Antichrist in the spirit of rebellion to institute the new Tower of Babel, or the One World Global Order. The United Nations even tells us this on its website, which says that they are uniting the world to tackle climate change. Also, check out this poster, which declares climate has no boundaries. At a UN climate summit 12 years ago in Copenhagen, rich nations promised to hand developing countries $100 billion a year by 2020 to help them adapt to climate change.
Because climate change poses a grave and growing danger to our people.
This plan is part of a redistribution of wealth, which Scripture tells us is something that the Antichrist will accomplish, as found in Daniel 11:24, which declares, "He shall enter peaceably even upon the fattest places of the province, and he shall do that which his fathers have not done, nor his fathers' fathers. He shall scatter among them the prey and spoil and riches, yea, and he shall forecast his devices against the strongholds, even for a time." And since we are talking about money or greenbacks, this conference took place in Glasgow. The name Glasgow means a green place. This was not done by coincidence, since the theme of the conference is climate change, and going green means finding ways to make your business, home, and lifestyle more energy and eco-efficient. It is important to note that Osiris is the Egyptian god of fertility, agriculture, the afterlife, the dead, resurrection, life, and vegetation, and he was depicted as a green man, which gives the term going green a new meaning. It is also important to note that the mystery religion Wicca, which uses the practice of magic, is a form of nature worship. Witches have always drawn on the power of nature to make their magic work. They have used herbs, plants, and trees to heal and cast their charms and spells at particular times in harmony with the phases of the moon and sun. That being understood, we cannot ignore the fact that the United Nations includes the Lucius Trust Organization, formerly Lucifer's Trust, which was founded by occult theosophist Alice Bailey. Lucius Trust posted an article on its website concerning COP26 in which they said the following: "Humanity is not following a haphazard or uncharted course. There is a plan. Men of goodwill who cooperate form a part of the new group of world servers, which is working to implement the plan. The leaders of the new group of world servers are those who initiate and carry forward activities which benefit humanity as a whole. These leaders are known by their harmless, constructive, and inclusive qualities. They provide the vision and mold public opinion. Behind these leaders and the cooperating men of goodwill are the custodians of the plan, the inner spiritual government of the planet. Working in all the main fields of human activity and in all countries everywhere in the world, the new group of world servers acts as a synthesizing factor within humanity and lays the foundation for right human relations and ultimate world unity. The mention of these so-called world servers is a reference to the so-called ascended masters, and the Maitreya himself, also called the Christ. However, this is not the Christ of the Bible. This represents the Antichrist, the rebellious fallen angels that accompany him, and the evil and wicked men that serve these demonic spirits here on earth. This is confirmed in Ephesians 6:12, which declares, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." Interestingly enough, the name of the president of the COP26 is Alok Sharma. The name Alok means light, brightness, and enlightenment. The name Sharma comes from the ancient Sanskrit word Sharman, which means teacher or master. Thus, the name of the president of this climate change initiative means the light, brightness, and enlightenment of the master teacher. This is a reference to Lucifer, the light bearer, who fell like lightning from heaven to earth. Interestingly enough, on September 11th, 2021, Lucius Trust held a webinar called Civilization and the Descent of Light. We know that 9/11 points to Revelation 9/11 and the release of the king of the bottomless pit, Abaddon or Apollyon. Also, I want you to notice the symbol they used for this webinar, a triangle pointing downward, which is mirrored by a reflection of a triangle pointing up. This symbolizes the occult phrase, "as above, so below," which is generally understood to represent the correspondence between different planes of existence. This interpretation was pioneered by Helena P. Blavatsky, who wrote, "As above, so below," is also that of the Buddhist philosophers who call the invisible types the only reality, and everything else the effects of the causes or visible prototypes, illusions. In the previous video, we discussed how the unseen spiritual world affects the physical reality in which we live, and how this was demonstrated by Travis Scott's Astroworld concert, where he opened up a gate or demonic portal to allow the spirits of the rebellious fallen angels to enter into the physical bodies of people in the crowd who attended his concert, causing a stampede. Not only that, but take a look at this animated image of Travis Scott in his latest song, Escape Plan, from his album, which is called Dystopia.
And then images of dystopia start creeping into my dreams.
Welcome to our KK.